Okay, this really will be a short episode this time. I always say that at the beginning of every episode, but it goes too far. Okay, Bismillah, inshallah. Basically, just a short, subject on the fact that all the global problems that a human has when we have demons attack your life personally, and obviously at some point they attack a lot of human beings at once, and then it becomes a countrywide problem or a global problem, etc., is obviously caused by demonic spirits operating against us using powers that we cannot see, such as witchcraft, spells and all that stuff. And they're possessing the majority of the human race, like 90 something percent. Okay, so it's easy for them to visit you, sit down with you. It's a demon. They're possessing this person. They're talking to you. They're hearing about your plans. And it's easy. It's easy. It's easy. So they're actually possessing people and roaming around us every day, watching us, bothering us, creating situations for us every day. We don't really have that much of freedom or free in that sense if they get to be mixed with us like that. They're not some invisible thing way over there only. Some demons are like just roaming around. We just can't see them, and they're actually, in their own bodies, just roaming around watching us. Okay, but if they get to possess people, oh, goodness, right? That's obviously very difficult. So just know that, for example, what makes a human evil is this emotion of envy. Okay, so get envy out of your heart. Don't be jealous of other people. Be happy for whatever God gives others, whatever good that you like it because you want it for yourself, not because others have it, obviously, because you're not supposed to have everything people have. Be a good loving. How do you do that, right? How do you stop envy? Love. Just be a very loving person. You always look at a human being from the perspective of how they don't deserve evil to happen to them. You would do anything to protect them if they were in a state of danger like that. You're just very loving. But how do you become loving? Hate evil with all your heart. And now envy cannot enter your heart. Jealousy cannot enter your heart. People could be getting promoted and getting married and having wealth and all that stuff. You could be stuck. It doesn't matter. Because you don't hate people. You don't have hatred in the heart because you don't have envy. Because you personally see envy as you believing that they don't have the right to have happiness. Is that true? No, they have the right to have happiness. God created them. He can give them what he wants. You're a creation. You don't have the right to be jealous of other people. Do you see what words I'm using? You don't have the right. It's not your business. Okay? This is a living being. That means they're equal to you. So sexism also will not enter you. Perversion will not enter you because it obviously comes from envy of the opposite gender and it leads to hatred. And then you want to lower their rights and then you connect it to their biology at some point, or then you connect it to the corruptions in religion at some point. And that's how sexism against women got created. Males are just jealous of the female who are sexist. So it just means they're an evil person and they're just jealous of other demographics as well, right? Like a race. Males who maybe are wealthier than them. They're jealous of everyone, okay? It already means envy is in their heart. They're not necessarily happy if they see a couple and they don't have someone like that. Get that out of your heart. Okay, so one thing, right? As you work your way to getting evil out of yourself, being a good moral person, which is getting these emotions out of you and replacing them with the opposite, which is love. And now, right? You're always happy for people and you're just waiting for your own happiness, right? You're just waiting for your turn for God to bless you. You're not hoping they lose theirs. When someone tells you good news, you're happy for them and you're not going to the bathroom or somewhere else, if you're someone that actually knows how to do this stuff and cursing them, So since the majority of the human race is evil, it's easy for them to obviously know how to put a curse on people. Don't think curse and magic and witchcraft is something you think humans don't know how to do. They know how to do it. Okay, if they're an evil person, their demons will teach them. They don't have to learn from an actual person per se. Demons possess them and can talk to them. They can teach them. And it's just words like this. Let's say I saw this cartoon basically where basically this character is saying to this other character, it's two females, they're mothers, and they're talking about, their life or whatever. They share everything with each other. Don't have this quality of telling others everything about yourself or your blessings. There's good people, obviously, if you're friends with good people, but the majority of the human race doesn't know how to tell apart a good or evil person. They only judge people based on behavior. Duh, that's why evil people get away with evil every day and enter your life and act like a fake friend or whatever and marry you. it's because they just do good behavior in front of you. Hi, how are you today? Blah, blah, blah. They say with you. They just act empathetic. Okay, it's easy to act, correct? This is a behavior. You need to know people's heart, their character, their intention. I promise you, you all know it if you would just stop ignoring it. Look right deep into their eyes. Okay, no, I'm sorry. Don't look into their eyes. Look at their eyes, not into their eyes, because sometimes they can project emotions to you. No, look at their eyes. You're gonna see it. They're an evil person. It's not a good person. So, anyways, just overall, right? Unless you're around the true righteous, the wonderful, loving people, like a wonderful, loving spouse that God gave you. Okay, don't obviously go around telling, right, the average human you see anything, even if you hang out with them or whatever. Just be social with them, whatever. And right as you work your way to finding real good friends you can be social with, who are true friends. Okay, but the average human is obviously shallow and jealous, and you don't want to tell them anything. They're going to be like, oh, congrats, yay. You can even tell sometimes their tone can lift up, but even if they don't, even if they jump up with you or whatever, there you go. Since the majority of them are evil, they are actually putting curses on you, and it's easy. This is all they're saying. So and so will not be happy. So and so shall be disgraced. They shall not have that job. They will be rejected. They're not going to get married. That's all they're saying. Just things like that. It seems like a word, right? A sentence. It doesn't seem like power, right? It becomes a curse, though. It becomes a magic. It becomes a witchcraft. And it actually, you get rejected from that job, right? That you were waiting to hear a yes from because you knew you were going to get it because you told these people, okay? So that's how you know sometimes the humans around you are the enemy and not so far away. When, right, you told the humans around you some good blessing that's coming or that you have, and bad things start to happen. There you go. That's your sign. Two, I told you, just observe the character of people. Try to see through their heart and see if they're a good or bad person. Please be cordial with humans, but don't let them enter your life, the average human today, because they're evil person. Look right at their eyes. You're going to see something like darkness looking at you. I promise you, you're going to see demons right in their eyes. But humans don't look at people's eyes. Usually we all just smile, and it's like we have peripheral vision, right? We're looking at ourselves usually when we're talking to people. Our eyes are sort of like gone or blind. And if we're looking at the person, right, we have eye contact, then it's like we're looking at their eyes or their face. You know what I mean? We're not judging their eyes. We're not judging what their eyes actually will reveal to us. So do that, okay? Make that a habit. Then, ask God to obviously open your eyes as well, your spiritual eyes, so that you can see energy and things like that that make it even easier for you to know someone's evil. Okay. I'm trying to say so many things. So basically, right, there's this other thing that this would it's that example I was talking about, those cartoons, basically. Sometimes they make cartoons about these types of stories, right? These two, older elderly females, they're like friends. One of them was talking about how her son is about to get a job, etc. And this one's like, oh, yay, and then she goes to the bathroom just to hide. There's no other way for her to hide. And she puts curses on her son that he loses the job, and he loses it. And the employer just hates him, like, get out. It's not even like a typical rejection. The person's like, get out. I can't stand you. And they put him in jail because he doesn't want to leave, because he's confused why he's being rejected. Like that. So much hatred will come over the people who are supposed to, right, help you or whatever at something, business or whatever, because a curse was put on you. You know what I'm saying? So we live in such a dark world, but you don't know that because you're judging the behaviors of a human. But you should already know evil humans by just literally their number one quality is to hide. That's the only thing you need to know about an evil human being, which is obviously they learned that from their demons. They hide. They don't want to ever be seen as evil, because think about it from a logical perspective. You're an evil person, okay? That means you wish harm on everyone. You hate everything and everyone. You just use some people at some point, act fake friendly with them, whatever. Okay, and obviously they marry and mix with evil humans, obviously. But what does it mean? If people knew, if they didn't hide it, right? If people knew that they were evil, what would happen? No one would mix with them. So, okay, they're never going to expose that they're evil human beings. They're always going to pretend to be normal people. So you cannot judge behavior. Don't observe their behavior. Usually observe them when they're just walking or whatever. They're sort of distracted. Their energy is so dark and disgusting, you can feel it. They can't control their face most of the time. So, like that. Also observe for people who always are too touchy. You always get in your personal space, because that's not human nature. Good people don't get in your space. Things that you just know a good person would never do. Okay, so for that reason, there's this part of psychology of evil that affects Africans the most. They are the race, I would say, have a lot of more evil humans. To some degree, I think is possible. I think they have more evil humans than other races. I believe they have more evil in their race because demons targeted them, and generation to generation, they turn their kids into the same thing. So they have a lot of witchcraft. Africans, that's actually why their continent is destroyed, because the envy, right? The envy is actually between each other. They just make this human jealous of this human who's their neighbor. You get me? If everyone's jealous of each other and not uplifting each other, then how is the country and the race and continent overall gonna ever advance? Correct? Impossible. So that's what I'm saying. Okay, so yeah, so Africans have that problem. Usually you're going to see it more in the African continent, and here they're mixed with other countries and other races, so they right get jobs and just sort of segregated. You don't really see as much what they're doing behind the back of right their kids or their extended family or people they know who are African, and just go to an employer and just see all those strangers who are African. Just see it. They usually like to mix with other races, but they hate each other. And then you can tell there's a lot of envy going on for that new coworker who just joined the company who's also African. Like that, there's a huge problem in this race. Okay, so that's also why God put me in this race, so that I obviously would get rid of all their problems that the devil is responsible for. That's why I have divine missions, and I'm being persecuted by a power only God gave to the devil. They don't have this power over regular people. It's extra power God gave them. And even right now, they're making noise around me, if you can see, to disrupt my recording. They keep walking around me back and forth, even though this is not a place you walk around. It's not a park. Just always trying to disrupt me. That's why I'm not going to stop the recording. I want you to hear how they harass me, even in a place that's peaceful and nice that I'm eating right now. And they just walk in a circle, back, forward, back. They just want me to say something, get angry. These are demons and not human. And these ones are specifically African. They're crazy. So what I'm trying to say is right, because there's more envy, more evil in the African race. There's going to be more witchcraft being done, and that's actually why they cannot advance. Usually in the area of finance and marriage, they suffer that way because literally their auntie, their mother, their sister, their neighbors doing the witchcraft to them, and they all learn it because they teach it to each other, and they're like, you get me? They don't see the bigger perspective. They don't see how the other races are advancing. You get me? They're evil too. They obviously have humans who do witchcraft too, but it's different. They've sort of advanced in a way that psychologically they believe they should at least right take care of their continent, their people. They just take care of themselves. They advance in this life. But the devil is attacking this race so much, and right a couple of civilizations ago, they were the wealthy ones. So it's not about the race. It's obviously what the devil wants to do. Right now is them, right? It's this African race he's attacking. So all their generation to generation, their kids are just going to be losers, and they're all going to have that quality of envy. That's why even when demons are possessing humans who are evil and harassing me all day, they use the Africans way more than other races. That's not because right they trying to get me to hate them more. It's because they really are more evil. I've always known that, and I've always avoided mixing with them. To be honest with you, I don't like to mix with them for that reason. It's just the reality at this time. Obviously, they always play victim like the African Americans. They obviously, right, are always targeted by police, right, who are corrupted. But see, they target each other. They harm each other. They kill each other. And their police, when they, become police too, their ethnicity, let's call them an ethnicity for now. Okay, what do? They act just like the corrupted, um, cops that are from other races. You get me? Who are racist, obviously. They treat their own people the same way. Even if they enter the government, it doesn't benefit them. You get me? They just become guinea pigs to the other races. So that's what I'm saying. Just hear the noise around me. See, I can't even record. They keep talking loudly around me. I want you to hear it. These are demons and not people. People would not do this to someone. They wouldn't walk around me like this over and over again. Humans are polite, obviously. So what I'm saying is, right, there's a huge problem with this race, Africans. There's a huge problem with the devil taking away women's rights. And they have a lot of problems, too. They self-sabotage themselves as a female gender a lot. They cause themselves a lot of problems. They are very envious of each other to a huge degree that anyone obviously would know. And that's why if you go to a job, people are scared to have a female as a manager. You see, that's not to be sexist. That's not that people believe, including their own gender, that they can't lead. No, that envy. That envy is so strong because it's righteousness that you can teach people. You can teach humans to be good, obviously. No, we just don't have that as something people are taught. So they just grow up being controlled by whatever the devil teaches them. And there's going to be a huge majority of them who are just gonna have that quality, right? Just that jealousy and that envy towards other females who are better than them. Okay, and here's the thing. Obviously, you would agree there should be a huge balance, right, of these evil females and good females. There's obviously a lot of the good females. It's just that the devil is working with the evil ones. You see, they work with the devil. They're possessed. They ask the devil for help. They ask him for things like money and finances and stuff like that. Okay, so they're going to do witchcraft, kick out the good females from that corporation that just joined. You see, this is how envy is working, right? It's working in a way that is using dark powers to push out talented people from the race, right? Africans or others, and from the genders. So then you're going to start to think there's a lot of the evil humans in that race or gender, more than the good ones. You think maybe the good ones don't exist because the evil ones seem to be in your face. They seem to be the CEO. They seem to be in every corporate company, right? They're always your team leader, manager. They just always in your face in the most important jobs like your government. That's it. That's because they're using witchcraft, and that envy is pushing them to use witchcraft and to work with their demons to get such important positions. They push people out, okay? And that creepy and perverted. If they see two people God wants to get them married, or you obviously meet the person that's good for you, they're jealous, okay? They're gonna do witchcraft, and you split up, you divorce, you stop dating, etc. You won't marry. If you're married, that you'll get divorced randomly. You'll have problems with pregnancy or sexual behavior. It's just they're always in your face. They're always causing you problems. So this is, obviously other reasons why you need God in your life, okay? There's always the evil humans are working against you, just like the demonic spirits who are possessing them are working against you. They don't look like they know things like witchcraft. They do, okay? So that's what also people mean by things like evil eye. It just means they stared at you really hatefully and enviously, and with their thoughts. I told you, cursing people is just words. They're already cursing you in their mind. Anytime you see someone staring at you like that, stop them, say something, or move away. Don't ever let them continue to stare at you like that, because they're putting a curse on you. Okay, don't think that's just to be harassing. And that's how you know that they know what you get me spiritual things, because they act like they don't know anything about the devil or whatever. They do. Okay, when you're evil, you do know that stuff. So that's what I'm saying. Choose your surroundings carefully, and if you're right now would say you're not around moral people, well, okay, don't tell them your plans, your secrets. Let's say you want to go to another state, you want to get a job, let's say you wanted to get married. Don't tell them anything, okay? Do you hear me? Keep your mouth shut, okay? Just be cordial, okay? Be cordial. That doesn't mean you're fake and immoral. Not cordial, right? You don't tell them anything important about your life. I know when sometimes you're excited, you're happy, you want to tell someone. Tell yourself, tell God. Don't do it. I swear to God, something bad, right? And even if something bad doesn't happen, I don't want you to be close to evil humans. You get me? Okay, and then lastly, goodness, I'm getting sick and tired of these human beings walking around me like a shark. I'm literally not in a place where they can walk by over and over again. This is not a park, okay? They keep circling around me. And then they put perfume on me. They put bad smells and cigarettes and weird smells to can't speak, to prevent me from, recording. They're not human beings. They're possessed. It's their demons who are harassing me. So anyways, yeah, as I was saying, right? If the devil gets to work with evil humans, right? Because duh, he likes them. That's why they're always in your face, and they sometimes start to make you believe an unhealthy stereotype about a race or ethnicity, right? That females are always like this or like that, and the ones who are not like that are rare. Not really. There's a lot of good females in this world who are not this annoying, who always act fake emotional. They actually use that as a way to control males and others, obviously. We're human and we're rational beings. We're not emotional. So there's a part where the female, the one that's evil, is always using emotion as a way to actually control the male and others, as a way to actually get what she wants. Okay, that's just evil person. Please don't connect that to a gender. You know how you can't say anything about them, right? You can't say that she looks fat or she looks ugly or she looks bad or she asks you for an opinion and you're scared to speak. Okay, that stuff, they turned it into funny and jokes and comedy. It's not funny. That's emotional manipulation and psychological torture to whoever she's talking to. You should be comfortable as a male who's with her or others to be normal with her, to be honest with her, to constructively criticize her. What the hell, we're human beings. So that's the evil female, okay? Good people don't do this. But when they, take important places of entertainment and politics, and they, right, use those environments to always promote it in movies and stories, and they just turn it into some cultural thing and they attach it to the gender, then you start to freak out and think that's just how you're gonna have to live as a male. Hell no, okay? There's good females, normal humans who treat you with honor and respect, and they don't believe in that. And just as they don't want you to do that to them, they're not gonna do it to you. So please remember, there's just good people in this world. The evil ones are just always in our face, okay? Because they're jealous, they're weak, they don't have the greatness and the blessings good people have. So they always want attention. They always want to be in the spotlight, just as you expect, you know? Because they don't have it by nature. If you're a good person, you naturally get attention. You're just already great. Your good qualities attract people. They don't have anything to attract people. They're bad people. Okay, so they have to steal materialistic things in order to be in your face. Okay, that's why they're obsessed with material things, because they can't have the character that obviously would attract people to the people they're jealous of. So they always steal those people, right? Their blessings, and they obviously don't want a good character. Who's that? They can't have that, right? They don't want to be loved by their loving hearts. They don't want a loving heart, okay? But they want to have the blessings that people who are loving have. See how wrong they are, how unjust they are. They want to have something that they don't want to do what they need to do to get it. What is that? An evil person, right? Because you don't want to do the work, but you want to get the promotion. It's like that. So then they cheat. They obviously use dark powers. That's why they don't ever go to churches and mosques and ask those people to get demons out of them. They don't want demons to leave their body, because these humans, obviously, you would agree, if they know they're possessed, why don't they try to get help against the demon in their body? Why does the average person not go and try to get demons out of their body? Because they don't want the demon to leave their body. They're evil. They like it, okay? Even though the demons torment them, it doesn't matter. They're so evil, they like the demon in their body. They won't go to religious people and say, how do we get this thing out of us, you know? Anyways, so yeah, the evil humans in the female gender and the African race and other races are outnumbering the good ones in the other race. These races and the genders. So that is something the devil uses, obviously, to then make it seem like that's how the gender is, or that's how the race is. Okay, it's just evil will always be a majority in the human race. So any demographic you look at, right, like kids, they're very evil. They bully and commit murder and rape and molestation, and their bullying makes other kids kill themselves. Okay, children are not pure. They're just innocent or ignorant in the sense that they don't know anything. No, not innocent, sorry. They're not innocent. They're ignorant. That's what we should call children. Ignorant, meaning they're empty shell. They don't know anything yet. But they have a conscience. They know right from wrong. Hit someone in front of an infant or toddler, they're going to cry, okay? They're going to try to stop you. They're already born with that, okay? We're not arguing about morality here. We're born with the ability to know right from wrong. Okay, so you see, in these obviously non-Muslim countries usually have that problem, because Muslim countries don't have this. That's why you don't hear about Muslim kids killing themselves. It's because you are allowed to beat up the bully if they bother you. You're allowed to bring your parents and others into the situation, and the teacher and everyone else stops them. You know, no one is going to tolerate that nonsense. But in these non-Muslim countries, usually European, and then now Asians have lost it, because they used to be strict like Muslims too. They have lost it. You know, they don't do any justice. And the bully actually doesn't go to jail. They don't. You see what I'm saying? Like, if the victim they were bullying, the kids they were bullying, physically hits them back, then they might call the cops on that child. Wait a minute. Didn't this kid report to you that they were physically beat up by this kid? Isn't that way higher than a misdemeanor? So why don't you put the bully in jail? See? This is how you know there's something messed up here. If they're arresting you, a child, for hitting this bully who beat you up, why don't they arrest the bully? You see? So you don't even have to hit them. You get, why don't they arrest them when you first reported the situation? So no, it's not because, right, the situation, they didn't see it or blah, blah, blah. No, schools actually are not actually taking legal action intentionally, because those humans are evil. They're the ones in our face. Weak human beings, which means evil person, and they're jealous of others, and therefore they want attention. They want important positions that don't belong to them, that God did not design for them to take. Leadership positions should always go to moral people. And so because of that desire they have to always, right, be in your face, because they can't get your attention otherwise, they steal these important jobs through manipulation and, you know, sucking up to people, and sometimes doing fornication with them and all that nasty stuff. They sell their body. They do weird stuff to get these big jobs that are important to society. And now they're making decisions that are the opposite of what the job was there for, right? Bringing justice, bringing safety, like that. So they are agents for Satan, that they are working for the devil, because they are intentionally getting jobs, not even because they desire the job as much, but just so they can use the job to do bad things, bring down more injustice to the world. That's fun. That's not funny. Okay, so yeah, even kids, we have that problem where They're not going to jail for bullying others. They're not being kicked out of the school for bullying others. There's no huge reprimanding, and they can get away with bullying the innocent kid. That is not something that would happen in a Muslim country. But obviously Islam is corrupted now, and to some degree weird stuff could happen, but that's just not the nature of, Muslims, whether their religion is corrupted or not. We believe in self-defense. We don't believe it's a crime to hit someone back who hit you. We don't believe there's a gap, right, that you have to hit them right when they hit you, and if the threat stopped, that then if you hit them now it's you committing a crime. We don't believe in nonsense like that the devil came up with and put into European countries. We follow what past human civilization, our ancestors always followed, that you are always a human. If anyone touches you, you have the right to beat them up, not just hit them once. We don't limit ourselves. You have no right to touch my body. I'll beat you up. And people can kill you if they want. See, that's their choice. If you don't want to be in that situation, then don't touch them. It's that simple. The evil one should have limitations on them. They should be told, oh, you don't want to be killed? You don't want to be beat up? Then don't touch these people. Don't steal from them. Don't try like that. They should be spoken to like that, not us, the victims to, right, harassment, or, you get me? That's how evil speaks to you, whether it's in a person or not. The concept of evil itself, it always attacks the victim. It always talks to the victim like they need to suppress themselves. They need to stop themselves. They need to wait. What? I'm innocent. I'm minding my business. You come and harass me. Whether I use physical or verbal attack on you, I have the right, because I have the right the moment you directed evil at me. You don't have the right to hurt me. You get what I'm saying? So they should be scared of being beat up and then leave people alone. But if the good person has to go to jail, the good person is being kicked out of the school, the good person always gets punished when the evil one is supposed to be punished, then we're going to live in a world where bullying, harassment, lying, sabotage, manipulation, perversions, and sexism and evil things are going to just be widespread, because your right to defend yourself is taken. Okay, so yeah, so Africa doesn't really have that problem. They obviously have evil children just like any other race, and they bully others, but they beat them up. The bully leaves you alone. They're not gonna mess with you. But in these countries, children suffer. So it's very sad. So these things, obviously, God will take it out. God, the true religion of God obviously is Islam, but it's corrupted. The pure one will return, and it will give everyone their rights, including children who are being bullied. They're going to be given their right to defend themselves. They're going to be given the right to prevent it before it even reaches that kid hitting them or whatever, because the schools are going to be organized in a way that, right, kids are not alone, obviously, and easily an adult is nearby, and you can grab this kid and be like, hey, you're not going to hit this kid, and we can punish that kid right away. And the other way that you hold them accountable is obviously the first thing that's supposed to happen. You actually teach this kid morality. You teach them right from wrong. You teach them what is going on. The way that you teach a human who's sinful and immoral, when you're trying to get them to come back to God, the way you educate that one, you educate kids the same way. Because it basically means their parents didn't do that. You need to teach these children morality so that they personally believe and see what they're doing the way that they're supposed to, rather than they just get punished only. Expel them. What did that do? You think you punishing them makes them stop evil? Aren't murderers killing people when they get the death penalty? They don't care. They're still killing people. Come on. They're evil. That means they like the bad, okay? So in order to decrease evil, we have to do two things. We have to do treatment and prevention. Prevention means you teach them morality. You try to get them to become good people. You teach them how to be loving, so that the hatred that they were feeling towards that person that came from envy, that then made them hurt this kid, now the hatred is gone, love is there. They will never hurt this person. They're going to feel ashamed like that. You obviously give them time. It takes time for that to enter their heart, obviously. It's not like you speak to them one time, boom, they're loving. No, it's just like the adult. You give them time, okay? But in that time, obviously, you're not going to let them hurt anyone. You're going to isolate them from people and put limitations and punishment on them. You're going to punish them so the victim feels that psychological healing that they need, right? We need the psychological healing as human beings. If someone does evil to us, we need to see them get punished. That makes us feel good. You can't take that away from people. So that is then the treatment. You treat it by punishment. And then you prevent it by teaching humans to be moral. But society just punishes people. Society just punishes humans, right? They just put them in jail. They don't teach them morality. And I can understand. You're not going to, as a government, sit down with someone in a jail and teach them morality. No, I mean kids, right? They're different, right? Adult is like whatever. As a grown adult, that's different. But a child, you need to actually teach them morality. You actually need to, right? Instead of discipline is more like, sit here. Why did you do this? That's different, right? That's when you've already taught them morality and then they disobeyed. righteousness and try to hurt someone. No, teach them right from wrong. Actually, educate the kid. Humans need to learn, okay? Just like the other kids learned. Obviously, some kids are loving. You don't need to teach them nothing. I'm just saying the ones who are obviously capable of being evil, you need to teach them. Just like, right, a church teaches you or a mosque teaches you, that kind of stuff. Okay, so, right, the truth is coming soon. Righteousness is going to come to every place the devil obviously has put evil into, and he's hurting innocent and sensitive and good people who don't hurt others. He's using the wicked ones. And since envy is easy, right, a kid can easily learn to be jealous of another kid. It doesn't require you to be an adult to be evil, okay? And then, yeah, lastly, as I was saying, what was the point of this episode? So, yeah, the majority of the human race knows how to do witchcraft and put curses on you. So please keep them away from yourself, right? Human beings who are toxic and evil. And don't just be like, I'll just be cordial with them. I'll use them for professional, blah, blah, blah. No, okay? Don't mix with bad people, goodness, because they're simply bad. But also know and understand that they actually have knowledge of things like witchcraft, and they can put curses on you, and their envy is not something you want to mess with. They could be ruining every part of your life, and every day they're sitting next to you. That's what they call by someone who stabs you in the back, right? It's usually someone close to you. That's what they mean. It doesn't mean people who are close to us are the ones who are usually the evil ones. No, they enter your life. They act like a fake friend. They come to you and greet you and say hi, and they enter your life. Come on. It doesn't mean mostly, right, your family is evil. No, there's, I would say, probably equal percentage of evil in good families. It just means that the evil ones are always pursuing people. They're always going to others. You get me? They don't mind their business. In order to do evil, they have to pursue people. Do you agree? Because if they're not pursuing people, they're not trying to enter your life, they're not trying to get into some relationships with you, then how is evil going to happen to people? It's not, right? So it's something that can only happen. Bad things can only happen if evil humans physically pursue people, whether those people are good or bad. They have to go to you. They have to say hello to you. That's why the humans who usually greet you in the street are evil humans. Good people have manners. They don't greet strangers. It's not our nature to talk to people we don't know. In situations where humans, like, let's say, an employer, right? Places humans usually connect. Okay, people are going to be polite and say, how are you? That's just our human connection. But situations where it's not normal, right? Just in a street, just in a public place, people are just minding their business. Only evil humans walk around saying hello, because that is them trying to enter your life. Good people are not like that. They have manners. They have a lot of love in their heart. They respect your anxiety. That's uncomfortable. The same way they would want to be treated, that's how they're going to treat you. They wouldn't want someone getting in their face like that. Also, friendship is something that is supposed to be chosen mutually. You're supposed to first see people before any verbal interaction happens. Non-verbally, you're supposed to get along and already mentally like each other, and then connect slowly. Hi. Every day you see each other gradually, then you become friends. That's how good people become friends. That's how normal humans become friends. Okay, but since this one is an evil person, right? They just want to enter your life. They're shabby. They're weirdos. They don't have any morality. They just like to always be in people's face, get into everyone's life, they hang around everyone, use everyone for what they have. They're always going to then act like that's some sort of extroversion or personality type. No, that's just the evil person. They're loud. They're annoying. They're always in your face. They have no shame. They're shameless. Even the way they walk, their body language is so, it's like their legs are open or something. And you get me? Obviously, they also like to mimic good people. I've seen these demons when they possess people. They mimic me. They like to walk like me a little bit. They like to dress like me sometimes. They like to mimic the people who are not like them, okay? The people of God, they like to mimic. So just understand they mimic everything. So everything is not going to be behavior. Just use your gut, okay? But what I'm saying is it is not human nature. It is not morality that makes us make people uncomfortable and talk to them and get in their face. That is an evil person. There's no such thing as extroversion. We're all human. When we like people, we're naturally going to be outgoing. Let's call it outgoing. When we don't know each other, okay, we're quiet. But this sort of extroverted thing, right, where you're just in people's face, that's some immorality. But someone who's, right, usually very smiley and happy, they're going to be that way that you think extroversion is. They're going to be that way with people that it's appropriate to be that way with. Right? Like people they already know, like their classmates, their colleagues, that is appropriate, okay? When you don't know someone and you just, hey, And they don't have to do that, right? They can obviously be like, hello, you know? It doesn't matter how they speak. I'm just saying it's not logical when they greet you. It doesn't fit the situation. They make you uncomfortable. Okay, when they ask you a question or act like they're asking you for help, you don't feel comfortable. You feel like they have a bad intention towards you. That's what I'm saying. Of course, the devil can trick you sometimes, make a good person seem bad to you, but that's rare, unless they're using a huge witchcraft to make you think that way. So this good person who needs help doesn't get your help. I'm telling you, it's in your gut. Like these weird criminals, they keep coming to people's doorbells and help me. I need this. I'm Baba. They're actually the criminal. They're trying to enter that person's home and commit crime like that. Use your gut. Okay, good people just look good. They look innocent. They look like they need your help. And even if someone was evil and that moment they need help, your gut is just gonna feel it. They look like they need help, right? But those humans, when you look at them, you just your mind, your gut is just saying, but it's questioning, right? What they're acting like. That's your gut. Don't ever fight with that inner feeling that you just don't feel safe. Just get away. So yeah, witchcraft is a huge thing that evil humans do. And when I say evil human, I mean the average person in society. I don't mean some weird group over there. So that's why they're getting jobs they don't deserve. That's why I'm sick and tired of everywhere I go in this country, right? The average employee is crazy, psychopath, narcissist. They're mentally ill, obviously, but you know, they get good jobs in good homes. They don't look like they're mentally ill, correct? They're drug addicts. They're weirdos. Not the type of drug addict that's a good person, but they're just addicted to an unhealthy substance. I mean, like the bad type of drug addict, the criminal one, the one that hurts others with it. You don't know what they're doing, but they have these good jobs and they're in your face. And the way you know that is an evil human, right, when they're an employee, is they look like they're acting. Hello, ma'am, when they say that, or when they're like have that suit and tie and they're welcoming you at a hotel front desk, they just look like they're acting, right? Because they're not a good person. So when they're acting like they have manners, right? When the company tells them to behave and welcome people, it obviously looks like they're acting. It doesn't look like their personality, their demeanor. It's something they're putting an effort to do. That's how you know an evil person. Well, a good person just looks beautiful. When you look at them, their energy, they're innocent, they're just loving. When they say hello, it's natural, you know? So yeah, please keep yourself away from evil humans and understand, don't share your great plans. Always look for righteous people, loving people like that you need to be mixed with, and you get all this evil out of yourself. And anytime, right, maybe you've already said something, or people obviously at some point will know your blessing, right? You can't hide it forever. You already got the job. They're going to know you work there. Just always pray over the blessings you already have. Have a habit before you eat to always thank God for all the blessings you have, and you know, right? Thank Him for that food and then eat. That's a good thing to do. Christians do that usually. Muslims, we say Bismillah, which means in the name of Allah, and then we eat, which is just the name of God Almighty. But we don't necessarily always say like, oh, thank you for this food. I think that's something we should do. I actually did it right now, and that obviously makes me feel better because you're going to remember God. You don't want to just eat, have beautiful clothes, go shopping, have fun, and forget Him in those moments that those were His blessings to you, correct? So just have good habits, always connect with God, even if you don't know who He is. I promise you, He's going to guide you. He has great plans for you if you have been doing the things that I told you on my podcast you need to do to change and go back to God and be a good person. God is proud and He's waiting for you to, keep coming back and building a relationship. Don't forget it's a relationship. Don't just go to Him for what you need. Only don't be weird and selfish. He's a living being. He's not, a dead thing. He's living. So He's actually watching you. He's actually listening to you. He's observing you. He's living. So you need a relationship with Him, correct? Because He's living. You can't at some point disconnect from Him and be like, okay, bye. Thanks for the help yesterday. He's living. He's still watching you. He's still there. He wants you to keep coming back. And just know God doesn't love evil humans. He doesn't love everyone. He only loves good people. He's merciful to evil humans and wants them to change and repent and join the morality side. And everyone will be rewarded and punished for what they did. And no one is going to be getting away with the evil they did to people, even if it was just in their mind, the evil they did to you. They're not going to get away with it. That's why hell is there. So use that to soothe yourself when you see that, right? Obviously, they don't get punished in this world as well. And just know that it is true. You're not racist or anything if you think Africans are sort of like the worst race right now in terms of the immoralities and the problems they have. They really are crazy. And females, if you think they have a lot of problems, they don't like to admit. You're right. They do have a lot of problems. And God is going to help get rid of that for them. He's going to bring, humans who can lead them to see the demonic side that causes that, such as how God is using me. And they're going to get the help they need. And every race is finally going to have the freedom to build themselves, and no one's going to use their envy, right? The evil ones among them are not going to use their envy to go after that race, that ethnicity, that country, that gender. No one's going to go after each other anymore, because God is going to send down his supernatural leaders, which is why after they die, they always got accused of being God's son. You see, because they're supernatural. Usually they did miracles and cool things. They're going to help you, and they're going to help you understand how the devil is behind things, because you obviously don't know how to protect yourself if there's spiritual things going on, right? Like witchcraft. And you think your life is just going down for no reason. No, it's because you're sharing things with people, and then your life is going down because of that. So stop sharing things with the friends that you know obviously are not moral people, right? You obviously know. You don't have to actually look at me and be like, who? I know, as whoever you are listening to me, whoever you're friends with right now, I know they're not good people if they're actually not good people. You just don't care. You just hang out with them either way. But you wouldn't say they're loving, righteous people of God. You wouldn't say they're loving people who would never hurt you. You know they're jealous. You know they're sexist. You know they're weirdos. You know they're psychopathic. You know they disrespect you many times. That's it. Just please get away from them. you know? Pray for them that God saves their soul and they repent, but don't pray for happiness for them, because they don't deserve that. The only thing that you can pray for them is that they repent and change, and that God saves their soul, which means they become moral, and that demons leave them, and that they disagree with the demon. They're gonna have to do the work. It doesn't mean God is gonna just grab them or something. It's their choice. They became evil. Um, don't be creepy where you act like you want them to be happy and have things they don't deserve. One thing I'm always teaching you on my healing guides is the quality of God that I also have. I believe everyone should get what they deserve. You get me? You work for things. Evil humans don't deserve any blessings. They only, according to God, just deserve a chance to change. And okay, that's what you are praying for, just that they repent and stop being wicked. That's it. You should always desire that they get punished for what they did. And pray that God exposes them, because obviously they're evil. They don't want to expose that they killed someone, raped someone in the past, molested someone like that. They're not going to expose themselves. They're not going to turn themselves in. You pray to God that they get exposed, so that then you are upholding justice. You are protecting the victims that no one knows about. They could be your friend and who knows molested someone like that. And you don't know they molested someone like that. Pray to God that he exposes everyone around you, the wickedness they do. Work with us, the people of God. Work with us in this life to bring down more justice in the way that you pray. Don't just try to help the world in a physical way. Also help us spiritually by praying that evil humans get punished and get held accountable, and everyone comes against them, and good people come together. The same way evil humans are always putting curses and witchcraft on good people, that they are always separated. They don't ever meet and get married. That evil humans enter their life instead. That we don't ever have justice in our world when we're trying to enter the governments or whatever, or religion, and fixing things. They always are putting curses on us, that we separate and we don't ever find each other, and our works don't succeed, and righteousness and justice doesn't work. They're doing the opposite to us. You work with us to do the opposite to them, okay? That they get pushed back and we win. Take care of yourself.